Hello? I set you to monitor only. Monitor off. Hello, hello? Can you still hear me? Can you still hear me? I turned off the echo. Well, attempted to anyway. It says monitor off, but I can see the monitor still. Ugh. Amazing. Amazing. Wow. Like, I don't stream for I don't know how many weeks, and then suddenly... oh. Okay, you can hear me, but you don't hear an echo, right? Right, okay. So this is already kind of weird because I didn't bring my headphones. So, so I'm not used to streaming without my headphones. It feels like I'm kind of naked. Okay. You know what? Back from the start. Okay. Be right back. Hello, everyone! I am starting only right now. You did not miss anything if you're only tuning in now. How is everyone doing in these last, 5 weeks or so that I wasn't able to stream? Okay, I'm so sorry about that, guys. I'm so sorry. You saw and heard nothing. Good. Oh, man. So yeah, how is everyone doing? Oh, man, my model is closing his eyes so much. Oh, damn it. Let me adjust the webcam a little bit. Okay, I think he's not gonna close his eyes as much now. Oh, dude. Okay. Drill Kudos, thank you so much for the upgrade. For the upgrade, or what was it? Let me check. Fan funding. Let me just. Let me see. I saw something. Yeah, no. Okay. Thank you for the member. Thank you for the membership. Oh, man. Okay. So, after that, how the heck can I, how the heck can I segue from that, from my amazing OBS skills? Sojourner of Grandeur, yeah, that's what one of the tiers is called. Oh man, I forgot the names of the tiers. Actually, let me check. Oh man, it's been so long. What's the name of the tiers? I remember I had that. Wow. Wowie, wow. I can't remember my own tier names. Okay, I'm just gonna say that. Hello, new around. Hello, Kano. Yes, it's been 84 years. It's been 84 years. Watch me as I dump my precious heirloom into the ocean. Okay, yeah, no, that's a good one. That's a good one. Wowie zowie! Yeah, let's turn this into just okay. You know what? This is now Captain Caveman and the Teen Angels stream. Okay, so Captain Caveman and the Teen Angels is a show from Hanna-Barbera made in the 1970s, I believe, which was a Scooby-Doo clone in which you have a bunch of teenagers with a wacky, cartoonish sidekick. In this case, three teenage girls and one and a caveman who just happens to be a superhero. I can't talk that much about Captain Caveman and the Teen Angels because I honestly haven't watched a lot of episodes. Shout out to Mel Blanc for voicing Captain Caveman, though. I know that part. May the rest of it be scuff-free. Yeah, but okay. Okay, there's an easy way for me to remember the tiers. Well, easy-ish. I was trying to see if I didn't have to go and get it. Okay, so, fun fact. When I named the tiers for my memberships, which, now that I think about it, probably wasn't the best idea to base them off of what I saw, like, Holostars doing. I'm just gonna put that out there. But what I decided to do with the tiers was name them stealthily after Sega consoles. So Sojourner of Grandeur is for the SG-1000, which was the first console that Sega put out. Then you had the Master System, which I put as Master of Precepts, you know, like going with a little bit of precept systems, stuff like that. Then after that, it was the driver of something for the Mega Drive. Then it was something along the lines, I know it had to do with Time, which was a Sega Saturn, and I didn't implement the tier that was supposed to be the Dreamcast tier, so to speak, which was like Caster of Visions or something like that. Master System was my first awesome! You know, before the Mega Drive, I had heard of the Sega Master System, like way back when. Like, it was the very first console that I knew about. Like, I thought that Sonic was for the Master System, and like for the Master System only, or for the Game Gear. There were these weird commercials. Oh man, you know what? You know something that I should do one of these days? I think I mentioned this during my last stream, but I should like see if I can get a collection of like Portuguese commercials and show them all on stream. I think that would be super interesting. but yeah. Yes, Happy New Year, Star Quartz! Happy New Year, everyone! Yeah, right, this is the first stream that I'm doing this year. And it only took me 18 days. Wow, that's the entire lifetime of a Beetle. Wasn't the Master System called something else in the US and the EU? No, I don't think it was. I think it was the Sega Master System everywhere. I'm not sure about Japan though, but I think there was also Master System. The Mega Drive is the one that was called the Genesis in the US. Oh yeah, I know about that. Brazil is wacky when it comes to old consoles, though. It's been a rough new year. Oh yeah, no, I haven't been. How can I put this? I haven't been exempt. I haven't been exempt from the roughness of the new year. But oh man, it's great to be with you guys again. Like, I am going to try to see if I can finish my break officially starting next week. Like, I didn't count this one because okay, it's just one stream. I've managed to find time to make one stream, and then after the next one, then I'll try to make it like a regular thing. Like, try to go back at first just to 2 streams per week. I still want to do the 3 streams per week at one point. Yeah, we've yeah, or most New Year's resolutions. Yeah, I didn't make any. I didn't make any this year. I was like, you know what? No, I don't know where I'm gonna be like in 2 months, let alone like at the end of the year. So yeah. In the UK we got the Mega Drive, but it ran at the lower hertz than the rest of the world. Oh, wait, does that mean that does that affect like the games? Like, can you play games that you buy, like for example in France, like in the UK, and vice versa? 3 streams in this economy? Yeah, no, but because like that's been my goal from the beginning, like ever since the olden days of August 2022, when I had my debut as Kairi Akira, the Among Us player who forgot to turn on the mic for half of the stream, so nobody heard me for half of it. It was amazing. Happy New Year, Laketh! Yeah, no, exactly. Exactly, Drill. Yeah. Yeah, it hurts the performance. Yeah, I see. The games ran slower than from what I can remember. I didn't notice it as a kid, but it makes Labyrinth so now. Oh man, I believe you. I believe you, man. I can't wait to try streaming from my Mega Drive. Half? You mean the draw stream? No, I mean the very first one. I mean the Among Us stream. Yeah, I do think that there was also a drawing stream that I was like, oh yeah, sorry guys, I've been just drawing silently while actually talking, because my muke was might. My muke was mighted. Weird thing, when the Wii introduced Virtual Console in EU they ran at 50 Hz, despite the Wii and the U being 60 Hz. Yeah, that's one thing that I still don't understand about like PAL to NTSC conversions and, you know, the frequencies and all of that. I need to do my reps. I need to learn that thing. Although, to be fair, this is around the time that PAL was starting to transition to 60 Hz. Right. Yeah. Otherwise, you saw everything in black and white. There are some PlayStation 2 games, and I'm willing to bet like some other console games as well. There are some PS2 games that ask you what is the frequency that you want at the beginning, and if you choose the wrong one, you get a black and white picture. So that is fun. Oh, and a lot of interlacing like lines. I forgot to mention, everything runs slower, the movement, the music, except for the timer, meaning you could barely make it through the level because you lose your oxygen faster. Wow. Wow. Yeah, like I heard of that. Like the voltage in the UK is higher than most of the EU. Yeah. I don't remember. I think that, what games asked you for that? I think that a lot of, like, not Arc System Works, Cryware, games that with which Cryware was involved, like a lot of fighting games, like King of Fighters at Maximum Impact. I can't really say anything about one, but King of Fighters Maximum Impact 2 asked that at the beginning. I think, I'm not sure if Tekken did. Even though Tekken is not Cryware, it's not involved with Cryware, but I think that like Guilty Gear, which one is the one that I have? Guilty Gear X2 Reload, I think that's the one. That's why we have 3 pin plugs. Oh, yeah, yeah. Those are fun. Those are funny to me. Oh yeah. Oh man, don't even talk about Sonic Genesis for the GBA. That's the first time that I played it. The first time that I played Sonic 1 for the Sega Genesis, it was on GBA. It was emulated for the GBA. I have regrets. I have some regrets. Okay, maybe that's also why I remember it so clearly. Like maybe some... Wait. Right, I think that Sonic Riders asks for that. Yeah. Yeah, Sonic Riders asks for that. Also Shadow the Hedgehog, I believe. Not sure. I don't think that Adventure 2 Battle does, or Adventure DX. But yeah, like the current games asked for that. Yeah. The current at the time, I mean, we're talking about like... Okay, hold on a second. What the heck? Be right back. And we're back. Okay, that was interesting. Okay, so, just to provide a little bit of context, our older cat is going through some, she has some problems, so we tried calling, so we called a veterinary hospital. And in the meantime, my mom already talked to them. But for some reason, they thought that we hadn't been, that they hadn't, tended to us yet. So they called me back again. So I'm like, no, we've already taken care of it. Nice ringtone, nerd. Ah. I mean, you haven't seen my phone theme. If you saw it, you'd go like, "Oh man, why are you such a nerd?" And you would be right. Why am I such a nerd? I was just born this way. It is good. It is good that they double checked. So yeah, I am thankful for that, because like, if we had called them and they were like super busy and like, I would have appreciated it. But yeah. Yeah, no, we're pretty lucky. We're pretty lucky with the vets that we've been frequenting. Frequenting. No, it's not unknown from Emmy. It's not unknown from Emmy. But yeah. No, but they're pretty good about that. Like, okay, the only thing that they do is they don't tell you like the costs up front. So it's like, okay, so you have to go through the entire procedure, and at the end, only at the end, they tell you, okay, give us like 100 euros. Yeah, no, like, that's been one of the things that's been kind of hard. I honestly don't know what she's doing, how she's doing. Because, well, she's going on 13 years old, and she's at the age where cats start giving some issues. She doesn't bathe herself, which is worrisome, but we're hoping that we can at least figure out what's wrong so we can help her, so we can actually, like, give her some proper help, because she's been taking some medication, but she hasn't been getting better, so yeah. They rolled the d20s to figure out the price. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Also, yes, Star Quartz, that was my first exposure to Sonic 1. Like I said, I have regrets. I have regrets. At least now I actually have Sonic 1 for the Mega Drive and the Mega Drive, so I'm going to be able to actually play it the way that it was intended. I mean, okay, it wasn't intended to be played on a flat screen TV, which is what I have, but better than nothing. At least you can toggle between 4:3 and 16:9, so... So, yeah. I'm still missing Sonic 3 though. I want to see if I can get it like before June. Oh, I ordered my very first Dreamcast game before I actually have a Dreamcast, but doesn't matter. I ordered my first Dreamcast game. I'm waiting for it to arrive. It's Sonic Adventure. I am super excited. Also because at the time they still had, the little leaflets inside the CD case, so I'm super curious to know what's in there. I could have already done that research, but now thinking about it, yeah, no, I want to see it for myself. Yeah, sorry for your dog, Kono. It's always hard. It's always hard when stuff like this happens. I mean, we're hoping that she's not that far gone, but we're ready for all possibilities, Flat screens should implement scan lines for classic gaming. Yup. Yes, they should. Mine doesn't have that kind of technology, though. Yeah, no, like, the Dreamcast has always been that one console that no matter how much technology advances, it always feels cutting edge. Because nobody was doing what the Dreamcast was doing. Like, to this day, there hasn't been a single console that looks like the Dreamcast. Like what the Dreamcast looked like. Because the Dreamcast is this weird mix. I've mentioned this before. But in terms of, like, graphics, it's kind of like this in-between point between PS1 and PS2. Late PS2, I would say. Because, like, everything is still kind of blocky, but they also have, like, transparency and other interesting things. Like, I mean, just look at Power Stone to see what I mean. That game could be possible on the PS1, but not looking like that, you know? So yeah. Oh no, I'm not getting a Dreamcast yet, Stark Wars. I wish. I do want to see if I can get a Dreamcast this year. Okay, maybe that's a New Year's resolution. Get a Dreamcast by December. But yeah, no, it's not Dreamcast. It's just Sonic Adventure. If I was actually getting the Dreamcast, I would make a bigger deal out of it because that means, hey, I'm gonna be able to stream from a Dreamcast. That's crazy. So yeah, someone made oh, other games that I have my eye on. Okay, I'll answer that. I'll answer that in a bit, actually. Someone made a ROM hack of Sonic Genesis and actually made it run well. Oh, awesome! Yeah, the entire generation. Yeah, the DC is comfortable in the PS2 GC side in terms of looks of the games. I think that people just weren't used to the specs of the console yet. If the Dreamcast had lasted longer, I think that we would have been able to see Final Fantasy 12 tier graphics in it as well. Because I mean, I may not like Final Fantasy 12 a lot, but man, that game looks amazing. Especially when you think that it's for the PS2. Like compare Final Fantasy 12 to Final Fantasy 10. You'll see what I mean immediately. Hi, Kirby girl. Reminder: character is boy. Okay. Skies of Arcadia. Yeah, Skies of Arcadia. That's one that I was always very interested in. And to this day, I still don't know a lot about it. My only problem with it nowadays is that it's an RPG. It takes a lot of time to complete, and I don't have that kind of time anymore. But yeah. Oh, the guy who went to work. Oh, that explains a lot. Oh yeah, Tarja. 100%. 100%. Yeah. Yeah, see what I mean? And again, like that also applies to the PlayStation 1. Like if you compare Final Fantasy 9 to Final Fantasy 7, there's a huge difference. Like and I'm not going to say like Final Fantasy 8 as much because there was a lot of issues with that. Like the PlayStation 1, while it was very good at rendering, realistic humans, and I do mean like realistic humans as realistic stylized humans, because no, I don't mean like realistic humans in the way that, for example, Silent Hill 2 has them. I'm thinking of more stuff like Metal Gear Solid. But yeah, no, but it was definitely better at rendering, you know, more stylized things. Hence why I think that even though the graphic style is somewhat similar, I think that Final Fantasy IX looks a lot better than Final Fantasy VIII. But that's just my opinion. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Kono. Ha 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 ha. Oh man, people take that scene so much out of context. It's kind of sad. It's kind of sad. Like, okay, so let's turn this scene about Titus coping with stuff being kind of bad, to put it lightly, to, like, you know, just making a whole comment on how the voice acting in this game is bad. Okay, fine. Like, the memes are funny. I'll admit that. If the Dreamcast had a DVD player, built in, I think it would have lasted for longer on the market. Oh, 100%. 100%. Like, it, like, I think that wasn't one of the issues of the Dreamcast the fact that you could play pirated games on it? Now, imagine if you could extend that to DVDs, both official and unofficial. But no, like, the Dreamcast, what did the Dreamcast use? Was it like, you know, regular CDs? He's forcing a laugh, and the laugh sounds and forced. Still funny, though. Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, no, it is true. It is true, Starkwards. The fact that the Dreamcast still has internet capabilities and a dedicated fan server network amazes me. Yeah, no, like, I mean, there's a reason why the Dreamcast for a very long time was, like, you know, the hipster console. Which, I mean, fair. GD-ROM, huh? Interesting. I've never heard of that. I mean, then again, the Xbox 360 used HD DVDs. Which lost the war against Blu-rays. Oh no. But yeah. Okay, I think that maybe I should start talking a little bit about the topic of the stream. I mean, it's been... Oh, it hasn't been as long as I thought. Huh. Okay. No, that's good. That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay. So, as you guys know, I had been to watch the Sonic 3 movie. And I also watched the Knuckles series. And I have some things to say. Well, probably not. I mean, we're probably going to go into spoiler territory for a bit of this. So, So, viewer discretion is advised. So, yeah. It's ridiculously easy to burn games onto it. The piracy protection is beyond whack. Yeah, no, I mean... There you go. There you go. I remember back then, people compared Blu-ray to the Betamax and mocked Sony for it. Oh, wow. Wow. Comparing Blu-ray to the Betamax. Oh, yeah. Sure. Surely this comparison won't come to bite me in the proverbial butt. Later on. Yes, no, it's super unimportant to the plot of Sonic 3. Like, you don't have to watch the Knuckles show, like, at all. The Knuckles show has... Okay, I guess I can talk about that in that order, because it is what I did. I watched the Knuckles show first, and only then I watched Sonic 3. Oh, okay. Sorry, Starkwards. Sorry, Starkwards. I mean, I I can probably talk about it without, you know, going too much into spoiler territory. Just my own opinions. Just my own opinions on it. Especially because, like, I'm just gonna say this, and I don't know, I don't think that this is a spoiler, but not a lot happens in it. Not a lot that you would care all that much about. Because here's the thing about the Knuckles show. It is not the Knuckles show. It is the Wade show. The first episode is super good. It, like, as a Knuckles fan, it gave me a lot of things that I was waiting for, like, for so long, like in any official capacity, like you know, bringing more of, you know, Knuckles' warrior side. You know, also a little bit more of his like solemn spiritual side, a little bit. It's the Flames of Disaster show. Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Like, okay, that's the biggest spoiler, I think, from the show. If you already know that, then I think that nothing that I'm gonna talk about is going to be, you know, super spoilery. I do think that using here's the thing about the Knuckles show, well, the Wade show. I understand that they didn't want to use Knuckles' model all that much because that stuff is very expensive to animate. Those models are super difficult. Well, I'm pretty sure they're difficult. There's a lot of stuff that you need to keep in mind to animate them. Yeah, no, the show references Sonic 06, but it's very light. It's just, you know, the Flames of Disaster. No, that's okay. That's fine. I only know that because it was everywhere on Twitter. Oh, yeah. Yeah, like, I don't think I was there during that time. Or if I was, I just didn't. I'm not on Twitter all that much. Probably for the best. I really need to start using Twitter the way that it was meant to, just for, like, random thoughts and stuff. But yeah, so the thing about the Knuckles show, okay, I'm just gonna say this. There's a little girl in the first episode, and I do believe, if it was me, I would have made a story about that little girl instead of Wade. That's just me. Like, yes, in the Knuckles show, I would have him help her with her issues and not so much Wade. Like, I'm not saying that I don't like Wade. Wade is fine. The thing is, I don't think that he's strong enough to carry an entire show on his own. Like, he's fine. He's fine as a side character. He's like 100% fine as a side character. I don't think that he's strong enough to carry an entire show on his shoulders, especially when you have a character like Knuckles right next to him. He's just gonna seem really bland in comparison. So yeah, and I wouldn't even bring, you know, the whole little girl thing up. Yes, exactly, Susie. I honestly think that the show would have been more interesting if it was about Knuckles teaching Susie how to be a warrior instead of Wade. I don't know, like, maybe people would have been like, oh man, this is kind of just, you know, retreading stuff with Shadow and Maria, but honestly, I don't think so, because Shadow never really taught Maria anything. Like, if anything, the opposite was true. So if I was given free reign to just, like, you know, remake the Knuckles show from scratch, that's what I do. Like, okay, yeah, Wade, you're still here, but you're on the sidelines. Knuckles is gonna help Susie. Hi Zen, how are you? The show's called Knuckles because it makes me clench my fists. Yeah. Oh right, I actually had I had these little posters ready for when I'm talking about the things, and I forgot. Little girl in Sonic Media having sparse scenes sounds familiar. Yeah. Except in how I imagined this, she would be like an actual main character. Help her how though? Like, I don't know. Like, make something you can make something up. You can make something up. Like, okay, so she's in the Girl Scouts. You could use that as a base, or just general school. Like, for example, something as easy as her either having trouble with bullies or having trouble in PE, and really wanting to reach some sort of heights, like wanting a good grade in like a specific discipline in PE or something, like like stuff like that. You don't. There's a lot of stuff that you can do with that premise. Atariyeo became a nostalgia critic thumbnail. I knew I had seen that style before. I just didn't remember where. Wait, is this some fat-shaming censorship of Heavy from Knuckles Chaotix? No, not that I think, not that. If it seems that way, it certainly isn't the intention. Like, I don't know, I'm just saying it like this because honestly, I don't like a lot of what they did. Okay, I'm gonna put it like this. I think that they made, I know that the Sonic movies are like, how can I put this without sounding like mean? Because I don't want to sound mean. Okay. The Sonic movies, I know that they are very like I can't find another way to put this. Okay. Take what I'm going to say as a neutral thing, but that can be detrimental if overused. The Sonic movies are super American. They are very, very American. The Knuckles show, especially so, because Wade's problems are very, very much American. They are very, very much like, okay, so I can see how some people in an American audience would relate to this. I unfortunately don't, and I don't know anyone in my inner circle, in my circle of people who have had similar backgrounds to me, who would also be able to relate to this because a lot of this stuff is super American. Like, without going into too much detail, I mean, if you watch the first episode, you know that Wade has a whole thing with bowling. And I'm like, I don't know any other place other than America where bowling would be taken that seriously. Like, and I'm not saying that using bowling is, a bad idea. I'm just saying that, dude, like, for a show where Knuckles is supposed to be the main character, couldn't you really have gotten anything else? Which is one of the reasons why I think making it about like a little girl or a little boy who is interested in some sort of sport or something, but like school related probably would be a little bit more interesting than what we got. Like, I get what they were doing. They were trying to, put like contrasts and all of that. Golden rule of fiction, of narratives, of design in general, contrast. But honestly, I think that a lot of the things that they show about Wade, about his family, like, they only really work if you are like into them. The way that I was felt and the way that I was feeling for a lot of it was, okay, so this is where I'm supposed to feel like this, but I don't. But I don't because I don't share this thing. Like I feel like I feel left out, and I don't mean like left out in a sense that, oh, this is not for you. I feel left out in a very like naive sort of way. I don't really know how to explain it. I feel like they chose bowling because of Reno specifically, but yeah, it's still America. Yeah, it's still very American. Oh, Meido-chan! Oh man, I haven't seen the drawing yet. Where did you post it? Also, hi Zark! Like, if you don't share those specific, I really didn't want to go into in my server. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I haven't been to the server in so long because I really wanted to like do a thorough check of everything in my server. And I just haven't been doing that. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. On the 3rd of January, right? Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Meiro-chan. Thank you so much. Yeah. Also, did you know that Knuckles is a big homage to the Big Lebowski? Here's the thing. Why would you use Knuckles to make an homage to the Big Lebowski? Like, what does one thing have to do with the other? Not a universally human theme or story. Yeah, no, like, they try so hard. Like, episode 3, I think, is especially egregious with this. I'm not going to go into specifics, but if you are not like what they show in episode 3, if you're not like into that sort of paradigm, if you don't fall into that sort of I'm sorry for dancing around the subject so much, but I don't know, like, because I'm gonna be honest, like, that's one of my big deals with the Knuckles show, because, like, okay, episode 3 is used as an emotional anchor for the rest of the show, and it just doesn't work, because if you are not, oh my god, ah! The water that I had. Oh no. Oh, there's a pool. I spilled my water. Now it's so the CIA got me. Oh no. Okay. Okay, be right back. I'm gonna get some paper towels. Okay. Yeah, Zark, you can DM me later. It missed my electronics entirely. The only electronic adjacent thing that it got was my mouse pad. But that's it. So yeah. Oh man. Okay. Be right back. Zen, what is this sorcery that you bring upon my stream? You summon Mu Dang, and then a Mu Dang suddenly shows up. What is this? Okay, sorry for that, guys. I was just getting this stuff dry, well, to the best of my ability, and and I also went to get a towel for my chair because this was kind of oh man, what a waste of good water. Meh. You'd think you'd think that in Atlantis we wouldn't have like issues with with wasting water because there's so much of it, but like meh. Okay, so it only caught like the very edge of the mouse pad, so yeah, no, like it's still, it's not thirsty anymore. Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. Also, hello, Mudang. But yeah, sorry about that. I really didn't expect that to happen. Yeah, no, like maybe it's the I don't even remember how it happened. I think there was a movement that I did with my hands, cuz here's the thing, you can't really see it because, well, I'm like, just a Live 2D model. I don't have, any movement other than this. But I talk with my hands a lot. And that sometimes results in injury, and both to me and to the stuff around me. So yeah, do people in Atlantis ever become thirsty? I mean, there's some areas in Atlantis where it's, comparable to like well, not exactly a desert, more like how would I call it? Like a savanna? Okay, a savanna, but more European in terms of the vegetation. Secret Italian. But maybe. Maybe. But yeah, so it was bound to happen. Like like an Italian bippity boppity. like those videos of Mario and Luigi arguing with each other. I'm not as good as imitating faux Italian speak as Charles Martinet is. Okay, I don't know how to answer that. I wish I had hands to speak with. So sorry. Bappity boopity. Okay. So yeah. My sum up of the Knuckles show, because I mean the water was kind of it doesn't want me talking about the Knuckles show anymore. It's afraid that I'll anger someone about it. Like, look, water, I don't want to think that you believe in conspiracy theories, so I am going to ignore you, okay? So, to sum up my opinions on the Knuckles show. First episode, awesome. On its own, I absolutely love it. And I don't mind going back to it and just watching it alone. Like, nothing else. Nothing else, just watch the first episode. Just pretend that that's the entire show. Like, okay, stuff happened after it. What? Doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't even matter. I think that birds would be very sad to hear that, Zen. Decarbonated Sprite. I mean, who's the market leader? Is it Sprite or 7-Up? Like in the carbonated limey, oh my, limey. I was gonna say limey water. Episode 1 was also the only one directed by Jeff Fowler. Oh, okay, yeah, no, that would make sense. Like, I didn't look at the directing credits or any other credits for that matter. Explain the seed in my garage that's somehow disappearing. Aliens. Aliens. Carbonated Brit water. I knew it. I knew that someone was gonna get there. I knew it. But yeah. Aliens with beaks? I mean, Jet and the Babylon Rogues, in the movieverse, they're aliens. They also have beaks. So, yeah. I would say, yeah, aliens with beaks. But yeah, as I was saying, first episode, great. Highly recommend that you watch, like, if you're a Knuckles fan, at least watch the first episode. You don't have to watch the rest of the show. Oh yeah, another thing that I should probably say, I think that also fits the sum up. A lot of things, like, okay, I did say that the first episode was really good. Just ignore the gun bits. Just ignore, like, the gun bits and the other guy that they're playing up as the main villain, because yeah, that stuff gets nowhere, really. Completely forgot that. You got a license for that water? Actually, I do! By the king! The gun bit. I don't mean bits of like physical guns. I mean, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Jesse and James are fun. Yeah, no, like, I don't mean them. Besides, you can't really ignore them. Like, I do mean, like, the other guy, okay? The other guy. You can ignore the other guy. Jesse and James are pretty fun. Yeah, no, I'll admit that. Does this mean Knuckles has a twist villain? Knuckles is Disney confirmed. No, unfortunately not. I can already tell you that. But yeah, no, to sum up, yeah. First episode, great. Rest of it, not so great. In fact, it barely counts as like a Knuckles show. It's more the Wade show featuring Knuckles, and Knuckles is barely featured in it. Like, I understand what they were trying to do, but it really does not work. It really does not work, especially like I said, like, because, for example, the emotional core of the show is just entirely dependent on you. How can I put this? The emotional core of the show is entirely dependent on you empathizing with a very specific okay, I'm sorry, there's no way there's no way I can go around it. If you're not Jewish, if you don't care about religion, it does not work. I'm just gonna say that. I'm just gonna say that. If you are not, if you lack those two things, the emotional core of the show does not land, and that is a problem. So yeah, like I'm sorry to be like this open about it. I'm like so forward about it. I tried to go around it, but there really is no way. Do you know the way? Yes. It's that way. That way. This is what we're. Ow! No! The new round. No. Do you know the weight? Yes, I do know the weight. I know the weight better than I know Knuckles by now. I mean, I have no idea. Hi, Quivaran. Sorry that you came in at such an awkward time. Okay, let me see. Let me see if I missed anything. Oh yeah, no, the chaos drives. Yeah, no, that was cool. That was cool. I really love this show, but I understand why people don't like it. Yeah. Do you think that they made it like that because they didn't have the budget for a lot of Knuckles CG? Well, here's the problem. If they don't have the budget for a lot of Knuckles CG, then maybe they shouldn't make the show like they did. Like, either just make it fully animated, or don't make a show based on the Sonic universe, because you're gonna have to use the characters. Like, yeah. Spiritually successor of Chris Sonic X. Also, remember that America has homeschooling, so these kids don't even need to be there. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's true. Oh, we have just been visited by... Oh, hello. Hello. Okay, I know you can't see him, but say hello to Nemo. Apparently he's been here the whole time. Nemo is our youngest cat, by the way. Hi, Nemo. How are you? Did you miss the Great Flood? Did you miss the Great Flood? I'm glad you were not. I mean, maybe you wouldn't have minded it as much because you like water. You're kind of weird like that. No, crazy kitty. We will show you the Wade. To be honest, Wade Whipple is one of my favorite characters, weirdly enough. I mean, yeah, no, like, he's a good character. He's a good character. I just don't think that he's, at least the way that he was written, I don't think, I think that he could have carried the show a little bit better. Okay, I'm sorry, Nemo, please, I need to read chat. I need to read chat. He's silly. Yeah. Or heck, here's an alternative concept. Indiana Jones ripoff that explores Knuckles' ruins. Oh, dude, yeah! That would have been so awesome! That would have been so awesome! Oh, he left. Well, no, he's still here. He's still wondering what he should do. If you can't afford to have Knuckles on screen for too long, you can just have adventurer archaeologists interacting with the ruins of a civilization. Exactly! Exactly! It was so easy! It was so easy to have done that! Ugh! Like, that, it's a little bit frustrating. Having a Knuckles show with no / very little Knuckles is like making a Karate Kid movie and teaching Kung Fu to him. Yeah. A cat that likes water. Crazy. Yeah, no, he does. Like, sometimes, okay, the other day, I was just like in the kitchen, and he was messing around with the tap, and I decided, okay, I'm gonna see what happens if I turn it on, and I turned it on, and it was on him, and he, he just pawed at it. Nemo, come on! He just pawed at it and then put himself under it, and then he was just wet. Nemo needs his own 2D avatar for when they join. Oh yeah, yeah. No, like I'm gonna have to make like maybe like little PNG avatars of the cats. Like, I'll make one for Nemo, one for Luna, one for Kiba, and one for Mitzi when she's better. When she's better from the now he's biting me. Of course. Wait. Like water waiting. It's all coming together now. No, actually, Tarja, I haven't been able to read Gerald's journal. I haven't been able to read it yet because I've been kind of jumping between my mom's house and my own place in Coimbra. Fuck. My own place in the city that you have never heard of. Frick. Okay. Yeah, but I've been jumping between those two places. In fact, probably I'm going to talk a little bit about that situation a little later, because it is something that has been weighing on my mind. It has nothing to do with like streams or anything, but it is something that is going to affect my life, no matter what the outcome is. So I still think that I better talk about it. Okay, I think that I meant I think that Lamau. Okay. Hey Atari, do you know the way? I already answered that, Jonathan. Okay. If someone went into the Knuckles show already knowing that Wade has a bigger presence, do you think that their reception would be better? I don't know, because I already knew that like the only episodes that had like a lot of Knuckles were like episode 1, episode 2, episode 3 a little bit, and then after that Knuckles is basically a guest star. Like, I knew that, and even then the show was not like, ow, please, my, can you guess that Nemo is still here? Nemo partners with Hololive. Oh man, do you wanna join Holostars, Nemo? Do you wanna join Holostars? Huh? He's a boy, he would have to go to Holostars. Yeah. And you can make streams showcasing your massive teeth. Oh man. I knew it was gonna happen eventually. Yeah. So, oh man. Yeah, no, I really have to get around to doing that. Again, I haven't touched Shadow X Sonic, I'm gonna call it Shadow Generations. I haven't touched Shadow Generations yet because I wanted to finish Sonic Frontiers, and as my progress in Sonic Frontiers goes, you know all about it because I'm doing it solely on stream. So yeah. Nemo's tough competition. Nemo needs to be in that runtime. Cat. Little cat. Okay. But I think I better go to a different to a different a different topic. Oh man. I sure hope that I do hope that the towel dries in between, like when I talk about the next thing and when I talk about the other next thing, because it involves paper. And I want the paper to get wet. Mwah. Okay, so Sonic 3. Much better than the Knuckles show. Yes, that's how we're going to introduce this. Shadow Gens is one of the best Sonic games in my opinion. I think you'll have a great time once you get around to playing it. Oh yeah, no. My brother already played it top to bottom and he said that I'm gonna love it. And I believe him. Yeah. Thoughts on the rock opera? It was fun. It was fun, I guess. It was fun, but I don't like how vague it was. I mean, I guess that's to be expected. But like for rock opera that's supposed to explain Knuckles' backstory, it surprisingly explains very little. Like, okay, there's one thing that could also fit into a Sonic 2, like a Sonic 2 the movie, like a conversation about that. Because, okay, so Knuckles is the last of the echidnas, but we know that echidnas were alive during his lifetime, during Sonic's lifetime as well. So, basically, and you even see his dad in the movie. I mean, we also see him in the rock opera looking conspicuously like a certain Ender individual. But, yeah. Seriously? Seriously, Quivaran? Okay. I mean, I'll try to do my best to not shame myself. Yeah, no, episode 4 of the Knuckles show, is mostly a rock opera. Explaining his backstory. Yeah, no, and it is the best Shadow game. Even though, like, okay, I like Shadow the Hedgehog a lot, but I don't think that it's that hard to top. Wait, isn't his dad in the show just Tikal? No, I wish. I wish his dad was Tikal. No, I mean, I know what you mean. But no, he's not Pachacamac's son. No. I mean, that would have made him and Tikal actual, like, siblings, and I would have loved that. But, you know, they're not gonna do that. They're not gonna do that. Oh, Quivaran, actually, no, Nemo is not my fish. Nemo is a kitten. He's a 7-month-old kitten. Here's this cool rock I found. You can call it a rock opera. Oh, man. But yeah, so Sonic 3. I do think that I finished that line of thought. I mean, if I haven't, I can always go back to it. I mean, nothing stopped me until now. What's stopping me? What's stopping me from doing that later down the line? Yeah, no, exactly. Like, that's one thing that I seriously don't understand. Like, with these, you know, movie things, is it really so hard to go back and watch the old one to make sure that you're getting all of your details correct? Because, yeah, here's the thing. Pachacamac apparently died during the fight against Longclaw. But the fight against Longclaw was also the last time that Knuckles saw his dad. Well, before that, actually. Are you seriously telling me that, one, there weren't any other Echidna children? Two, Knuckles in the Knuckles show, in the first episode, he seems to treat Pachacamac as some great ancient warrior, but apparently he actually knew the guy personally. I mean, those two things don't have to, like, one thing doesn't cancel out the other. They can both be true, but it's really not made clear. In the name of great Chief Pachacamac, I shall make an opera of the rocks. Yeah, no, that's a little weird. That's just a little weird. Or maybe, no, I'm not gonna say that it's because of me that I overthink things. No, I don't think that that's a matter of me overthinking things. I think that's just people not keeping tabs on things. But yeah, in this movie we also had a little bit of an instance of that, in which, like, the way that they showcase Tom looking at not Knuckles, Sonic's old den, they make it seem like it's the first time that he's been down there, but like, but it's not. It's not, because in the end of the first movie, we saw him. We saw that he and Maddie brought back all the stuff that he had in there. So, the ending of Sonic 3 makes me so confused on what would happen in Sonic 4, especially since one bald guy died. Yeah. Good segue. I try. Not always succeed. You're telling me that the entire Echidna tribe had a beef with this one owl and this they were never seen again? I think that what's implied is that there were more owls before Longclaw, and that the beef had lasted for at least a couple generations before they go after Longclaw. But still, also we keep forgetting. Okay, so what were the Echidnas after when they went after Longclaw? Like, were they after Sonic? Were they after Longclaw herself? Like, the whole thing of, like, Sonic's power was such a big deal in the first movie. I mean, sometimes it does feel like episodes. Yes, indeed, I have come back, Thunder Dragon Legends. I mean, apparently she was just that good, Tarja. Too bad we never got to see it. Yeah, that would make sense. That would make sense, yeah. That would indeed make sense. But yeah, but about Sonic 3 itself. Okay, so there was that thing that I noticed. Like, I liked it a lot. Maybe, like, in terms, like, narrative-wise, it is the best movie out of the three, and I will stand by that. That's he was given the map used for the Emerald in Sonic 2. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah. That is very interesting. I do wonder where they're going with that. Even though, like, okay, here's another thing that I think that also ties into Sonic 3. I think that we should appreciate the movies as what they are and not always be, like, on the lookout for, what does this mean for the future? Because if you're always doing that, then you're not appreciating what you have in front of you in the present. I mean, I just put it in very brief words. Like, Sonic 4, they just hired a team who made Sonic Boom and redesigned the movie Sonic to look like Boom Sonic. Oh man, Dimps fell off, man. Dimps fell off. Like, they're the ones who made Sonic 4, but they're also the ones who made Sonic Advance 2, and Sonic Advance 3. Like, I'm not gonna say much about, like, for example, like, Sonic Advance 2 was very, like, speed pad heavy, so I am not going to say that it was, like, the best of the three. It is the one that I have, that I personally enjoy the most, but that's neither here nor there. That's great to say, you live in the moment. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, Melo-chan. Yeah. Right, they also made Sonic Rush. Yeah. The green eyes debate will now become the 10-arm debate. Yeah. Like, I want... Okay, I'm just going to say this. I'm just going to say this about that. And then I'm going to go back. I want Sonic 4 to be based around Sonic Adventure. For no reason. No reason at all. Not even a little. It's not because it's my favorite game or anything. But yeah. Spoilers, will Sonic 4 be a time travel movie because who made the Metal Sonic? Oh yeah, because who made... Yeah. Now you can suffer through it again on PC or any platform you can compile it for! Haha! I mean, yeah, no, like, and now you can, like, put other things in it, I guess. You can put Adventure Sonic in it, see how... Oh wait, you can put Super Mario from Mario 64 on it. I wonder how that would go. Like... Don't forget Pocket Adventure. Yeah. Imagine they pull a Fleetway and bring Metallics from the comics with this Metal Legion. That would be badass. Oh, yeah. Yeah. We have the Sonic Adventure adaptation at home. Sonic Adventure adaptation at home. Sonic X. Please don't do Sonic X. But yeah, no, like, okay, going strictly into spoiler territory, and I'm gonna go back to the actual movie, I promise. Yeah, since we have Metal Sonic, and since we have Amy, that kind of points to Sonic CD. That kind of points to Sonic CD. But again, Amy came back in Sonic Adventure, so that could also point at that. Because, like, before Sonic Adventure, almost nobody knew who Amy was. Like, only people who were really into Sonic knew who she was, and, like, to be really into Sonic to the point that you were on the internet back then, that was not, like, the default. Okay? Okay, bye, Connor. If I hear the word Thorndike in Sonic 4, I will... Wearing a I Heart Tikal t-shirt. Yeah, no reason at all. No, not at all. No. I think they are joking on people saying it was the Wade Whipple show and not Knuckles by making the Wade the Guardian of the Master Emerald and not Knuckles. I think that for that particular part, I think that what they did was like, okay, yeah, Knuckles knows that he can't, that like he can't bring the Master Emerald along wherever he goes, but he trusts Wade, so he's gonna leave it with him. His trust is sadly misplaced, but, you know, yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna say that Wade is a bad guy and that you shouldn't trust him with anything. It's just that his priorities are a little bit skewed. Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, like, yeah, it was a bit reminiscent of Fleetway, yes. I just really hope they're not gonna have an alternate Amy who's just future Trunks and use her canon version as a backstory. Oh, yeah. Yeah. That would be interesting. Like, because like Sonic never really mentioned anything about his childhood other than, his time with Longclaw, but that doesn't mean that there isn't anything there. This is not like a comic where that thing where that sort of thing would, come up eventually. This is a movie, which is one thing. This is one thing that I notice about like movies in comparison to series and comics and all of that. Like, in movies, you have to be a lot more. Usually, you have to be a lot more frugal with what you show in the movie than with a series or a comic, because in the series or a comic you can just go wild, because usually you do have the time, you do have the attention span, the people, but for a movie things need to move along a little bit faster. So you need to make sure that what you put in there is actual stuff that will lead to some, like, the stuff that you put there has to have a reason to be there. Nah, Sonic was a little baby. I mean, yeah. How can they be childhood friends if Sonic grew up on Earth? Oh, right, yeah. Yeah, no, like, again, Amy was a super obscure character. Like, only if you had played, like, one of those games did you know that she existed. And even then, you would be like, what is this pink Sonic? Oh, you forgot Sonic the Fighters. Especially Sonic the Fighters, because that was the first instance of her wielding the Pico Pico hammer. But yeah. Now, about the movie itself, yeah, because we're spending way too much time like speculating about, just the post-credit scene. Like, that's not what we want to talk about. Galvanize. What the heck? Oh man, once I heard that, I was like, oh man. Oh, and apparently this also counts as a Wipeout 2097 adaptation as well. You know why? Because they used the Firestarter by Prodigy in it as well. Hello, Nilog, welcome. In the 90s, people were like, who's this Amy? Who's this Amy? The only female Sonic that matters is Sally Acorn. Yeah, not even Bunny Rabbit. What the heck is that? Sonic grew up on Earth, but he was at least conscious enough. Maybe he randomly saved Amy and she looked up to him as a hero, but for Sonic it was just another day. The day I saved you was the most important day of your life. But for me, it was Tuesday. Very hot. Yeah. That was an interesting thing that they did. Like, I do wonder, how did they get to the conclusion of, oh, you know how we're gonna do this? We're going to have Professor Gerald, like, in the flesh, in the movie. And even more than that, we're gonna have him be played by Jim Carrey. Again! Like, who the heck thought of that? Like... Oh yeah, I know about that, Star Quartz. Must have confused a lot of people. Probably. Yeah. Yeah. In the saggy flesh. Like, of all the ways that I can think of to adapt Sonic Adventure 2, because that's essentially what this movie is. This is a full adaptation of Sonic 2. Except without of Sonic Adventure 2, except without Rouge. But you don't really need Rouge. We can't kill him by firing squad? How about we vaporize him instead? With a funny sound effect. Ah. That's yeah. The detective Pikachu joke was also like, oh man, Knuckles in this universe knows what Pokemon is. I know that is so weird. Okay, this is the problem that I usually have with scenarios where, oh, Sonic and friends are put into the real world. Because here's the thing. A lot of things in the real world were, like, defined by the existence of the Sonic franchise. So here we have a world where Sonic was never a thing, but Pokemon is. And that is so weird to me. It's also one of the reasons why I can't really take Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem seriously, because it's so steeped in pop culture references that it's like, okay, so you want me to believe that Attack on Titan exists, Star Trek exists, He-Man exists, because they kind of mentioned that, you know, memes about He-Man exist, but no TMNT? How does that work? How does that work, man? Oh, maybe Bubsy is what Sonic would have been. Except that, like, when was the first game, Bubsy game released? It was probably like 1992 or 1993. Attack on Titan exists in TMNT. In Mutant Mayhem, it does. In Mutant Mayhem, it does. Like, you know, the most recent movie, which I have serious issues with. Like, I went into it wanting to like it, but it just didn't give me any of the things that I like about TMNT. Yeah, no, that was strange. That was strange. Like of all the things that you could mention, like why not mention Dragon Ball? Like, I like to believe Jim Carrey is Eggman's alter ego in the movie first. Yeah. Sonic is 91, Bubsy is 93. Okay, yeah, no, there you go. I mean, yeah, like, fast mascot from the 90s. Could work. What could possibly go wrong, am I right? Oh, man. Rouge is one of those characters where you're gonna meet people mad either way, no matter how you depict her. Yeah, no, like, I'm gonna be honest, I don't really want them to use Rouge to, how can I put this? I don't want sexual tension between Knuckles and Rouge. There, I said it. I don't want them to be love interests. Like, if Rouge comes up and she's Knuckles' love interest, I'm like, no, I don't want that. I don't want any love interests. Get that away from here. By the way, yeah, Tarja, you're right. I do wonder about the people who are introduced to Sonic through the movies and then go back to the games and be like, where the frick is Donut Lord? And yeah, Nilok, I agree 100%. Like, Jim Carrey is a great actor. Just because, you know, he can be hilarious doesn't mean that he can't, you know, actually emote. Because people seem to forget that a lot of the times. They go like, oh, Jim Carrey, haha, funny. No, like, he's a legit good actor. Like, and all the other Sonic ripoffs. Oh, yeah. No shipping! I mean, yeah, no, honestly, I don't really want shipping. I don't really want shipping. In fact, like, I think I've said this before. I don't really like shipping in general. That, like, during my DeviantArt days, there was one major point of contention between me and, like, almost everyone else because I didn't really like the fact that people were like putting characters together and having fights over it, I was like, why? Wasn't she made specifically to be his love interest, though? I mean, I don't know because I haven't done research on that. That is entirely possible. That is entirely possible. I know that Rouge was made to be a counterpart to Knuckles. Now, if that counterpart included being a love interest, I don't know. Like, I'm just talking about like the base concept for the character. Because like, yeah, in the game you can definitely see that, yeah, that's where they were kind of going with it. But I don't know if that was like, you know, the original intent. Or if it was just something that they added because, you know, because that's how things are. Like, okay, so we have a guy character and a girl character and they're rivals, so they're obviously gonna have the hots for each other, I guess. Yeah, no, that's it. Like the Rouge is a very like super feminine woman. Knuckles at that point in time was, you know, known, kind of, you know, like in the Sonic Adventure 2 manuals. I think that that they say that he's, you know, kind of weak around women. Because he doesn't really know how to deal with them, and Rouge was made to exploit that. Now, here's the thing. I mean, I think that it's easy to think that that would lead to her being a love interest. However, I am not Sonic Team. I can't really say that 100%. But Sonic exists not as a Sega character. This the alternate timeline where Nintendo reigned the top video game company. Oh yeah, it's just like, okay, so Sega never won in Europe. The Truman Show is such a great movie. I haven't watched it yet. The only ships we accept in Atlantis are submarines. No, that's not an Atlantean thing. That's a me thing. But then again, I am extremely biased because, as I've mentioned before, and I don't mind being open about these things, but like, in terms of romance and relationships, I am an aromantic asexual, so I have no interest in romantic relationships or any intimate relationships either. As a proud Atlantean, I'm only interested in platonic relationships. Did you see what I did there? No, but yeah, that's true. Do you think they'll tone down Rouge's redesign when she joins the movieverse? I'm with Tharja on that one. Yeah. Oh God, he's Yamcha. Yeah. I think that was the start of the Yamchaing of Knuckles, when he stopped being Piccolo and started being Yamcha. Because unfortunately, the seeds were planted pretty early on, you know, like of Knuckles being, you know, kind of a buffoon. That's it. And I think that didn't help. Don't take that comment seriously. Okay. I get it. Platonic. How about relationships with money involved? I mean, money tends to ruin relationships more than help them, so I'm not sure. Yamcha thinks he's a ladies' man. Knuckles knows he isn't, and as a result is oblivious. I mean, yeah. Yeah. Also, one thing that was pretty cool. I'm gonna talk about these in tandem because they're a little bit related to each other. Okay, so I remember when the first screenshot of Maria was first revealed. I remember commenting on Twitter that, Okay, so they're taking the 50 years ago thing literally. So, but since it's been 20 years since Sonic Adventure 2 was released, they're going to shift the 50 years ago from the 50s to the 70s. And lo and behold, that's exactly what they did. Maria is very 70s. Money is the universal language. I mean, yeah, for better or for worse. And one thing that I noticed that was really cool, is that, okay, so you know how Shadow uses his air shoes, right? Like the motions that he does are kind of like as if he's skating. Guess what's one of the introduction? Guess how we're introduced to Maria as a character. She's wearing roller skates. She's skating like Shadow does later. I think that was so cool. I don't know if I assign too much weight to that, but honestly, I thought that was so cute. You think we'll ever get a Blaze in the movieverse? I know she's not the most popular, but I think she's one of the most interesting for sure. Maybe? I'm not sure. Here's the thing. Introducing Blaze would actually, no. Introducing Blaze in the movieverse would be a lot easier than it was for her to be introduced in the games, because like in the movies it's like, oh, okay, they're all aliens. They're all like, you can just introduce her as being, similar to them but from a different planet. Whereas in the games, oh yeah, you have to involve dimensional travel and stuff. So yeah, I do think that introducing Blaze would be possible. I just don't see why they would do it though. And the reason is, again, Blaze, as far as Sonic characters go, Blaze, I think, is on the same level as the Chaotix, as in she's kind of niche right now. She hasn't been used for a very long time, especially not as a playable character. Like the only place where she has been used was, in the Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games. So yeah, the only way that you like really know of Blaze is if you are like, a really big Sonic fan, and these movies are kind of made to introduce Sonic to like a more general audience. But yeah, the Chaotix was in the prequel comics. Oh, fuck, I forgot it. Wait. Did I read the prequel comics? Maybe I didn't. Because if they were, then I want to see them again. Yeah. Makes sense because Maria did design the shoes he wears. I didn't know that. Awesome. Maria skating in the movie brings up some thoughts about Maria in the games, but I won't say anything because spoilers. Ah, okay. We should get her because we already have other dimensions. I mean, yeah, on one hand, I don't know. I just think that there's so much else that I think the movies would need to do before bringing in someone like Blaze or even Silver, or like maybe not Silver, because like we just talked about like how Amy and Metal Sonic brings up a Sonic CD connection. So like, and Sonic CD was all about time travel. So if you think about time travel in the Sonic franchise, then Silver is not too far off. for better or for worse. I mean, I love Silver, but I know that I'm not a majority. They were in the casino in the background. I need to reread that. Well, first I need to find them. Maybe get a physical release of that. I wouldn't mind. Honestly, if they're going to bring back Blaze, I feel like now she has a similar role Mai has with Trunks in Dragon Ball Super. Since Metal Sonic has time travel in his lore, Silver should be involved. I mean, yeah, no, that makes sense. That makes sense. I don't know how much of a fan I am of, trying to tie everything about Sonic into, like, Dragon Ball. Because I think that a lot of times people end up making false equivalences. But I do think that it could, that if they went that way, I don't think that it would be, too bad. Blaze and Silver are kind of a package deal in a way, or at least they were in 06. Yeah, like that. Like Blaze's inclusion in 06 is what is kind of weird. Like, how the heck? Okay, no, like they don't explain it. They just straight up don't explain it. She's just there. Like, and you can speculate all you want about, oh, when she used the emeralds, she was transported to another dimension and forgot about Silver and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, like, here's the thing. That's never actually stated. I can make up a different reason and it would be equally as valid. Like, we're all just, throwing theories out there. Okay, bye, new around. Bye. Thing is, Sonic and Blaze's character is a similar development to Shadow. I don't know if they would want us to do the same story twice. Yeah, no, the way that they introduced Blaze and Silver as well. Like they always introduce them like, oh, he's your rival. I mean, again, they did that with Shadow. They already had done that with Knuckles. But I do think that, with Knuckles and Shadow were very different. Like, very different circumstances. It's harder to make a case. For Blaze, I think. I don't know. Dragon Ball like power level. I actually remember with the Final Frontiers DLC that they didn't brag a certain form or for a certain event because they said they want to avoid Dragon Ball power levels. Oh yeah. Yeah, no, that's a good point, Neelock. That's a good point, Neelock. One thing that I do oh, right. Now that you mentioned that, my brother and I the other day were like brainstorming what they could do if they wanted to make like a Knuckles Generations. Like, what levels they could use and what bosses they could use, and my brother was like adamant that the last boss for Knuckles should be oh man, I forgot his name. Metal Sonic Kai. The final boss of Knuckles Chaotix. And I was like, yeah, that makes so much sense. Wait, was it the final boss? Oh wait, no, he thought, okay, his idea was that Mecha Sonic and Chaos would fuse somehow and create this weird version of Metal Sonic Kai. That's like chaos infused and stuff like that. Yeah, that was interesting. I would love to see Blaze, but I don't know how they would do it. Maybe save her for an eventual Silver the Hedgehog movie. I don't know. Like, I'm going to be honest. I like that these movies are having such a good reception from the public. However, I worry about what might happen if they become too popular. That is legit one thing that I like. I know that like worrying about Sonic's popularity is a little bit silly. It's one of the most popular video game franchises in the entire world. What are you talking about? Like, I'm a little bit skeptical because here's the thing. I don't want the movie franchise to get too big. That's pretty much that's pretty much my take. I don't want the movie franchise to get so big as to try to imitate, for example, the Marvel Cinematic Universe or anyone else who's trying to imitate the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I don't think that that's a good thing. Like, I was already a little bit worried about that when the Knuckles show was announced, because I was a little bit scared that that's what they were gonna do with it. Thankfully, it wasn't. I mean, we didn't really get anything of much value either way, but it was but it was fine. Oh, hi, Elmer. That's an interesting idea. I'm not sure how that would work post chaos and now mecha turning good. I mean, yeah, no. Again, like this would be for a Knuckles generations, so time travel shenanigans and all of that. Oh yeah, Elmer. I still want to talk about it a little bit. I like Blaze's arc that she had in Rush. I think they definitely could do something with that. I mean, yeah. Sonic Rush Adventure was fine, I think. I only played it once. The story of a Silver Generations could be him finding out about the events of 06 and yada yada. Yeah. The movies definitely help Sonic become mainstream again. Please don't let it become like Marvel. Yeah. I get what you mean. Like, you want to avoid them adding characters just for the sake of adding characters. Yeah. Ben Schwartz said that he wants to do a Mario and Sonic crossover with Chris Pratt. I mean... Okay. I know that Universal kindly allowed them to use a small clip from Casper, the movie from 1995. Like, that's from Universal, and they let Paramount use it. So they're willing to negotiate. But I'm not sure if that would be a good idea. Then again, I haven't watched the Mario movie yet. I do want to watch it, but I just haven't had the time. I barely had time for anything. Like an Olympics movie, huh? See, I think that they could do a special based on that, not an entire movie. Wait, we are barely talking about Sonic 3, bruh. I mean, I find... It is weird, but I find that talking about this movie is a little bit hard because there is very little that it does wrong. Like, my brother had a few gripes with a few bits and pieces of it, and I was like, I don't see your point. Oh, yeah, no, I know about that. I know about Brian Drummond. More importantly to me, he's also Tiger of the Wind from Monster Rancher. If I had known back then that it was the same person voicing Knuckles and Tiger, I would have freaking flipped. Yeah, I see, Elmer. I don't think of Mario, Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games, the movie. Oh, wait, the Olympics Games have story modes? And why am I only finding out about that now? Yeah, no, there is a clip from a movie somewhere where someone says like, it just raises too many questions. Yeah. Oh, Dr. Stone and Eggman last mo. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, one thing that I can definitely say about, Sonic 3, the actual movie. I think they nailed Shadow. Like, I think that they had him be just the right amount of everything. The right amount of edgy, the right amount of angry, the right amount of cute, even. I think that it is plain to see that whoever worked on this movie really loves the franchise. And they really love Shadow. Because here is the thing. Comparing Shadow's treatment to Knuckles' treatment, Knuckles has been a lot more beaten and battered than Shadow has. Shadow has gotten the reputation of being, the edgy hedgy. Shadow the Hedgehog didn't help, but that's because people were usually only looking at, surface level. Because to this day, I will still say that Shadow the Hedgehog is a pretty good character study of, what Shadow would act like if put in various different situations. Like, all of this can be Shadow the Hedgehog. I think that that's the point of the game, in a way. The right amount of Keanu Reeves. I mean, yeah. Oh, a Goomba gives Peach a gun in the Winter Olympics. Yes. Okay. I mean, it's the Winter Olympics. It's the Winter Olympics. It has a... Oh, man. What's that called? I don't remember what that sport specifically is called. But yeah, no. He was also the right amount of self-aware of when what he's doing is wrong. The self-doubt that shows up at times. Yeah, exactly. Didn't portray Shadow as like... But here's the thing. Here's the thing as well about Shadow in Sonic Adventure 2, right? People tend to forget that the Shadow that you see in cutscenes and the Shadow that you in flashbacks and the Shadow that you see in the present, they're slightly different. I think that it's implied that, again, take this with a massive grain of salt, because I just said it, it's implied, not explicitly stated. It's implied that Dr. Gerald tampered with Shadow's mind after Maria died to imbue him with some of his own rage about the situation. And Shadow in Sonic Adventure is kind of, conflicted between his actual memories of Maria and his programming by Gerald. At least that's one of the ways of how I read it. I could be completely wrong. In here, Shadow is much more his own person than he is in Sonic Adventure 2. I'm not saying that he's not his own person in Sonic Adventure 2 at all. I'm just saying that in Sonic Adventure 2, the mental manipulation by Gerald was more at the forefront. Of course, it then falls away, and we all know that because we all know how Sonic Adventure 2 ends. And we all know what he goes through in that game. So yeah. They portrayed Shadow as a teenager, not an adult, which I like. Yeah. Yeah, he was an edgy teenager. Yeah. To be honest, Maria should have died on purpose by a gun soldier or something, because in the movie it was a mistake and Gun kind of weasels out of being Shadow's reason for being genocidal. I mean, yeah, no, I think that it should have been, you know, a bit more on the nose. I do agree with that. I'm surprised Sonic, upon seeing Shadow, didn't say, "You sound like Keanu Reeves! You're a national treasure!" Well, your voice is. Yeah. No, exactly. Like Shadow, as we see him in the flashbacks, is who he actually is. And then in the present, he's acting upon directives implanted in him by Gerald. Like, he's using Shadow's already existing memories of Maria to fuel Gerald's need for revenge. It wasn't Shadow who wanted revenge. It was Gerald. Gerald only steered Shadow in that direction and tampered with his mind to make sure that would come to pass. The real Shadow is the Shadow that we see in the flashbacks. That's rough, buddy. Shadow doesn't care and says that even if they're not real, I'll still do it for Maria. Yeah. Yeah. Let me see. I'm just trying to see if I missed anything. I like as to how the gun commander phrased the accident that killed Maria as Shadow's doing rather than their own doing. Yeah. Yeah, no, that was an extra layer. That was an extra layer. Like, you know, the Shadow was wronged with that. Oh, Ivo, you're no Maria. Yeah, that point of the movie is like, dude, holy crap, he actually went there, man. I could see my friends' jaws drop when that line came up. Yeah. Also, Gerald having to brainwash Shadow makes so much more sense after Shadow Gens. I mean, I don't know about that because I haven't played Shadow Gens. I know that it's going to go a little bit into that. Also, we know Shadow the Hedgehog also showed us that for all his, you know, like, I'm just gonna say this. Shadow Generations, not Shadow Generations. Shadow the Hedgehog also shows that Shadow is easily brainwashed. I'm just gonna say that. Easily mind controlled. It's more like that. Because Black Doom. We have scenes in Shadow the Hedgehog that showcase that it's very easy to get into it's very easy for the right people to get inside Shadow's mind. Like, he has a couple of scenes in Shadow the Hedgehog in which he's doing the whole, like, almost monotone repeating what his master says. Then right at the end, Black Doom actually, like, boasts about it as he's, you know, trying to take control of his mind, you know, like, definitely it's only because, you know, everyone else, you know, Chaos Emerald, Super Shadow, etc., that doesn't happen at the end. But yeah, so there's definitely precedent for that in the games. Shadow just needed some revenge guac to realize the wrong of his actions. Yeah. Kind of didn't like that line. Why didn't he keep up the facade till the end? I mean, yeah. Yeah, like, okay, so you're going to give the only other person here, other than Shadow, who does not give a single flip. Let's put it like that. And you're going to give him a reason to not... I mean, okay, I also get it because at that point Gerald was like way past the point of no return. He wasn't even, thinking about it. Shadow and Knuckles both get tricked to do evil bidding. Yeah, except with Knuckles you don't have to brainwash him to do it. Honestly, there was at one point there was this guy named Tiger Fog on DeviantArt, and at one point he did a couple of drawings that were like, a hypothetical story in which Knuckles was controlled by the Master Emerald. Those were pretty interesting, not gonna lie. But then again, I always think like anything involving the Master Emerald and Knuckles, I always find it interesting. So, but yeah, that's like the only instance. I mean, of course, there's Enerjack in the Archie comics as well. The Knuckles Jack arc, which I still think. I think that my major gripe with it is that Tracy Yardley's style wasn't fully evolved at that time, so there's a couple of things that I'm like, Or maybe it was Jason Jensen's colors that made it a little bit too bright for its own good. But yeah. Gerald died so suddenly. Yeah. Bing bong. Oh, hey, what's up? You're doing a bad job. I have to watch Snapcube's dubs. I haven't watched them yet, and that is such a failure on my part, because I know that they're hilarious. I know that I'm gonna like them. Can't wait for Sonic 4, where Eggman secretly copies and pastes his mind in a game-accurate body and stone, getting a vacation in the Bahamas. Yeah. That actually made me laugh so hard in the theater. Yeah, no, like... I think that's one good thing about these movies, like, because they're able to... I mean, you would argue on the actual ability of them and how well they do it, but it's like their ability to just mix, all these serious scenes with, the funny and the heartfelt. I think that they've been doing a very good job with that, and honestly, I think that's one of the reasons why they're being so successful, because most of the time they know when to turn up each dial, when to turn up and when to turn each dial up and down. Snapcube watch party? I mean, yeah, that could be something. that could be something that we could do. It's that and Defunct Land. Oh, I haven't watched Has Been Hotel, Star Quartz. I'm not very interested in adult animation. Maybe it's a fault of mine, but yeah, no, like as soon as every character can say bleep, bleep, and bleep, bleep, I'm like, oh, so you're just gonna overuse that, and you're just gonna talk about sex, and you're just gonna show a lot of blood and stuff, and that's all that you're gonna do. Okay, thanks, guys. No, thank you. Maybe we could get permission to react to Snapcube. I mean, I could try. Like, I could also try to do that with Defunct Land. Maybe build a reputation for myself as someone who, like, actually cares about, the channels and like, okay, can I show this on my stream? I'm going to be like, it's not going to replace your video. I'm going to be like on top of it, and I'm going to be commenting on it. Yeah. That makes a lot of sense, Meiro-chan. I feel like that's a pretty big flaw of this movie, because what do you mean Shadow's backstory gets told at a Chuck E. Cheese and then the guy telling it dies? Yeah, no, see, that's what I mean. Like, it's not everyone is going to vibe with it. And I perfectly understand, and I perfectly understand, like, for me, it works, but I know that for a lot of people, it just doesn't. Yeah, because the whiplash is real. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna lie and say that there is none, but yeah, it is it is it is what it is. Like, I don't mind it, but I understand perfectly that there are people who do mind it, and do mind it a lot. And to those people I say, yeah, your opinion is 100% valid. The whiplash does get a little bit too much. To me, it's not, it doesn't detract from the rest. But that doesn't mean that what works for me works for other people. Again. The cut from Supersonic and to Eggman getting spanked was interesting. I want the Chao Garden to be an actual place in Tokyo. I would pay good money to go to Tokyo just for that. Oh yeah, make fiction into reality. What's an invalid opinion you've heard people say about the Sonic movies? That's kind of hard for me to answer, because honestly, honestly, this that I'm doing, you know, like talking about these things in these streams and hearing you guys' opinions about it, that's one of the biggest contexts that I usually have with talking about fiction at length and, you know, comparing opinions and whatnot. Like, I've honestly haven't seen a lot of people talk about the Sonic movies yet. Also because I didn't want to. I'll give you a reminder. I was in the Sonic fandom when Shadow the Hedgehog came out. I was in the Sonic fandom in the Sonic fandom, I mean caught up with what, you know, fans were thinking and talking about Sonic during late 2004. No, not late 2004. During 2004, like late 2003 to 2007-ish. I was there during that time. I've gotten way too used to people arguing about Sonic in bad faith. Like, no actual discussion of the games or the characters or the stories. Just people being angry that Sonic wasn't being exactly the way that they wanted it to be. And, like, people lambasting each other for liking any character who wasn't Sonic. People like canceling each other out because they liked Sonic X, or because they liked the Archie comics, or because they didn't think that Shadow the Hedgehog was a problem, or because they actually liked Sonic Riders. I saw all of that. So when it comes to opinions on, like, the Sonic movies, like, that still reverberates in my mind, and I'm like, I kind of prefer to stay out of it. I kind of prefer to stay outside of those conversations. So I haven't really seen anyone say anything, you know, bad about the Sonic movies. But that's also because I haven't gone and actually looked for people's opinions on it, because I don't know enough people whose opinions I would trust on something like the Sonic movies. Oh yeah, Smiling Friends. I want to watch Smiling Friends. My brother recommended it to me. He has recommended it to me so many times by now. When we get the Shout Tales animation we were teased in Sonic Central, I mean, I don't know. I mean, hopefully soon. The overlap between old Sonic fans and new movie watchers might not be all that big. Yeah. The entirety of Matt Walsh's video, he just needed to actually pay attention to the movie if he makes to make a professional review. Yeah. I'm so glad we're semi out of that mindset now. Yeah, no, like that's something that I have been seeing. Like, you know, the Sonic fandom nowadays has more of a reputation for being, you know, beaten and battered and been through a lot than what it did back then. I was there in the trenches when Sonic 06 came out. I was there trying to see the good in Sonic 06. And keep in mind, I hadn't played the game. I didn't have a PlayStation 3 or an Xbox 360. I literally could not play the game. I had only watched the cutscenes. And trying to find the good in them, I gave up. I just gave up. My dream Sonic movies is an animated movies of the storybook games and the Studio Trigger style Sonic Riders film. I'm with you more on the second one. Mostly because I think that would actually, you know, be a little bit more possible. Even though, I don't know, like the Sonic Riders franchise is almost as dead as the storybook series by now. So I don't know which one would be more probable. Yeah. Had an argument with someone that said IDW Amy doesn't show emotion, so I deadass pulled up my IDW comic collection. Didn't take until issue 2 and that it showed Amy being bubbly, sassy, and hot-headed. Yeah, that was like every day in the Sonic fandom. Like, it's still, again, it still happens. It still happens. It's incredibly hard to find someone who actually like looks at Sonic and is able to like look at it in a general view and not so much as, oh, I want Sonic to be this. Like, I fall into that as well sometimes, but at least I'm aware of it. Like, I would love for Sonic Adventure to get, for example, a remake written by Ian Flynn. That's one of my dream Sonic games right now. But I know that not everyone is on board with how narrative-driven Sonic is becoming now because of Sonic Frontiers and Shadow Generations. Like, that is a change that I have been wanting for years, but I know that a lot of people who grew up with like Sonic Colors and Sonic Lost Worlds are going to, and other games even, like, they're not going to find this new change of direction, you know, interesting. They're gonna want what they grew up with back. Except I didn't get introduced to those things when I was growing up. I was already pretty much a teenager when all that stuff was happening. Please, Sega, please, I need this. Sonic 06 sucked, but it was fun. Decent level design, spoiled by broken physics and controls. Yeah, no, the game needed more time in the oven. I was made fun of my sister because she said Sonic and Tails are gay. Oh man, that's another thing. Trying to assign sexualities and stuff to characters. Oh my goodness, please. Look, I have one thing to say. I have one thing to say to you guys. To you guys, not you guys who are listening to me right now, like the hypothetical people who do that all the time. Unless someone comes out and say it, assume the norm. I know that's hard to hear, and I say this again against myself because I said in this very stream I'm an aromantic asexual. Do you know how many aromantic asexual characters are there in shows, in fiction, like actually confirmed, not just oh we think that they might be this? How many there are? Like, I can only think of one. And he's from BoJack Horseman, which is not exactly a show that I'm begging for representation from. What sucks for Sonic 06, I played a demo kiosk of it, based on the E3 demo, and it plays... Oh, the E3 demo for Sonic 06. Oh, man. What a trip. What a blast from the past that is. No. Sonic Riders is not dead with the storybook games until I said so. It's not coping, it's called being hopeful. Yeah. People who grew up with Sonic Colors. Yeah. Yeah. By the way, that E3, wasn't that the E3 where that also gave us the $599 and the giant enemy crab? That you have to attack his weak spot for massive damage. That E3 was legendary. Everyone is ace until proven as otherwise. Yeah, no, you're right, Tarja. You're right. If they make a Sonic Adventure remake, they really need to bring in their A game. Because the original Sonic Adventure has so much character to it, like with all the different levels and stuff. And it's like I'm willing to trust them, especially because of what they gave us with Sonic Frontiers. Because I was enjoying Sonic Frontiers. It was a little bit weird, but you know, I think that a lot of the weirdness had to do with it being like completely open world, which Sonic Adventure wouldn't be. My brother, he's been replaying Sonic, Shadow Generations. He says it's really good, and I trust my brother's judgment. So yeah. Todd Chavez from BoJack. Yes, exactly. Jesse Pinkman? Huh? No. I mean, there's Omega. It's Ridge Racer! Still waiting for that third storybook game about Greek mythology. Trust. Oh man, yeah, I'm with Mato-chan on that one. Yeah, that would be really cool. Yeah. Okay. Before I end the stream, I still wanted to talk a little bit about the comics. There was actually meant to be a 3D game, but these monkeys didn't buy Black Knight. I bought it, but it was only like after how many years of it being taken off the shelves? Like 9, I think. He's thirsty for people. Just their blood. Oh man, Greek mythology meets Sonic. Well, family friendly Greek mythology meets Sonic. I would like that, not, straight up Greek mythology, because that stuff messes your brain. Oh man. Yeah, that would be awesome. Okay. Emily, huh? There's also this other Sonic YouTuber that I still have to check out that I haven't, which I think his name is Cybershell. So yeah, I think that some of you guys told me that he's trustworthy. He's not, one of those like angry Sonic fans. So yeah. Zeus tries to flirt with him. He could also be aromantic, as in he smells nice. Sonic meets Hercules. It'll be Kingdom Hearts Sonic Edition. I mean, yeah. Yeah, no, I really need to get into Cyber Shell. It's been on the back burner for a while. Zeus, keep it in your pants. Too late. Okay. Before I go, I was planning on talking a little bit about the comic, the French comic, Dans les griffes des Robotniks. This one. But I don't think that I'm gonna have enough time because I wanted to, like, go through it. Like, not exactly page by page, but it's a little bit, like... My copy is a little bit busted. Like, the pages are kind of, sliding off. But it is pretty interesting. I might do, like, a whole stream just dedicated to this. Because... it's pretty cool. Yeah. I mean, then there was that other time that he turned into a golden shower as well, so... Would that be copyright allowed? Pretty much, because I'm not thinking of actually showing the comic. Like, and if I did, it was only if I could set up like a web, like a hand cam, which I can't right now. It would be more like a stream where I go through it and I comment on it. Yeah. Like, most people don't even know that they exist. Like, I only knew about them. I don't remember how I learned of their existence. I know it was like probably around 10 years ago. But I don't remember where I first heard of them, or if it was just, already browsing the wiki, because the wiki was already a thing back then. So, like, Linkara. I mean, Linkara is different because he actually scans the pages. He actually scans the pages of the comics, and then he goes through them, and he doesn't read all through them, right? So... yeah. By the way, one interesting thing about in the Sonic Wiki Zone that it says about Robotnik in Dans les griffes de Robotnik. It goes out of its way to say, oh, Robotnik kind of looks like Obelix from this other French comic. And I'm like, is that really worthy of like an entire paragraph? It's the goat milker! Yeah. I mean, Elmer, you know that now I have the actual physical release, but it might be easier to just turn and to just use the... like the... Why the heck? But yeah. Let's see. That makes me think of a fan comic that's going on right now called Sonic and the Olympus Heroes. Oh, interesting. Yes, it is. What European doesn't know Asterix? True. True. Yeah, no, like, he pretty much looks like... okay, true. True, that is true. That was an error in my judgment. Okay. But yeah, this Robotnik pretty much looks like what you would get if you took Obelix and Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog Robotnik and just put them in a blender and voila, this is what comes out. Who knows, maybe it'll be worth something someday. I mean, right, if you go to Amazon right now, you see that some of the last listings for this comic were for like 157 euros, 47 euros actually. I got mine for 30 But again, it's kind of falling apart. It's in good condition. It's in good condition, except for the fact that it's one of those books where what they did is that they have each individual page glued to the what's this called? What's this called? You know, the side of the book. You know, the inside of the book. Like, you know, you put some glue on there and you glue each page almost individually. Which is why it's kind of falling apart. It's not exactly a time-tested way of making sure that your books survive. Especially not for 30 years. Yeah, it does. It does. Amy's hair does the spine. Yes, exactly. Thank you, Neilhawk. Why is there a mermaid under the Sega logo? Because that's the publisher. It's called La Sirène. La Sirène, the mermaid. Like, no, there are no mermaids in here, unfortunately. But yeah, since talking about this one would take a little bit more time, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to talk about this one instead. Yes, the Orange Tales era. Yeah, this Tales is interesting because he's a little bit of a mix between, you know, classic Tales and 7 AM Tales. By the way, I don't really know what happened. It might have been a difference between, like, editions, but the book that I have in my hands right now, this one, does not have the same title as what you see here. This is the scan that I was able to find online. Mine doesn't say Sonic and Knuckles. Mine says Sonic and Knuckles. With an N. It starts with an N. Pink Knuckles, and if you notice, he has the reverse shoes. Like, you know, where it should be green, it's yellow, and vice versa? Yeah. Yeah, so this is based out of his prototype design. That is pretty interesting. Is it a misprint, or is that just how the French do? There's a very easy way for me to check that. It's a misprint. I think it was meant to be one of those bumper balls that you run into in the bonus stages. But yes, it does look like the Pixar ball. And yes, I do believe that Eggman is on a leash. I think that Sonic is riding him, and Knuckles is just along for the ride. He doesn't even move. So yeah, my version doesn't have the K, but every instance of them saying Knuckles' name inside here actually has Knuckles with a K. Now, here's an interesting part about this. This is not a comic. This is not a comic. Like it says Sonic and Knuckles, le guide ultime. That means it's the ultimate guide to Sonic and Knuckles. Not Sonic 3 and Knuckles. It's the ultimate guide to Sonic and Knuckles. And that is pretty much what this is. Didn't even notice that it looks almost natural. Yeah. I'm not gonna sell it. I just got it. Do you like the Blue Sphere special stage? I mean, yeah. I like it when it works properly. Not when it has, you know, lag from not using the right equipment to stream your Sonic Mania copy. One of the covers of all time, yeah. Okay, so there are a few illustrations, a few comic illustrations, and a few comic pages in this thing. I'm gonna just say this. The reason why I was interested in buying this was because specifically the Sonic Wiki Zone doesn't really have any information on it. It doesn't really say what's inside it. So I was really curious because, I mean, it says the ultimate guide, so I wasn't expecting it to be, like a straight up comic, even though that would have been nice, but I wasn't expecting it. The comics in the guide just serves as introductions to the sections. Yeah, exactly. The consequences of not using a splitter. Yeah. That's pretty much what happened. Okay, now, there are a few interesting things that I really wanted to mention about this. Which is, first, like I said in my little diatribe about Princess Alucion and some of the things that the other comic does, it's very Sega of America based. So we have this book claiming to be the ultimate guide to Sonic and Knuckles, and it has all the terms that you would expect from a Western product in the 90s. So, for example, you have Sonic's planet being named Mobius. For example. So we have Mobius. We have the floating island. It's not Angel Island. So it's an ancient artifact, you would say. Yeah, probably. Yeah, pretty much. Does this guide have a cheat code for a secret Robotnik as a build bonus build bonus stage? I don't think so. It's just supposed to. It's just supposed to say like how the levels work, like what you're supposed to do. And it mentions Professor Alvi Quintobar, right? Yes. Does he live in Alaska like in the Bible? No, he lives in the floating island. I mean, I don't know, like, who do you mean, Quivaran? The wiki says the guide is the second volume of the comic, and it was the last volume. I mean, it doesn't have a 2 anywhere. The other one, Sonic Adventures dans les griffes de Robotnik, does have a 1 on it, so it does make me think that it was supposed to be, like, the first of many. Which is kind of sad. I'm not sure why it didn't go through with it. Maybe it didn't sell as well as they were hoping. I mean, I'm glad I got mine at such a low price. But yeah. So yeah, that's an interesting tidbit. Amy is here as well. Wait, so it just randomly lore drops? Kind of, yes. It has, all the different sections introduced by a little comic, and then you have your like descriptions of the characters. It also seems to regard players as like this strange entity. Like, for example, at the end, there's a little bit where it says, "Oh, some players prefer playing with Tails instead of Sonic." As in, like, okay, most people. I know that that's what most people would do back in the 90s, but most people nowadays, when they try to play the game, they try to play with everyone. So it is interesting that they put that like if you were choosing your hero in a hero shooter, Have you heard of the book Stay Sonic? I've heard of it, but I don't know what it is. I like how you say Robotnik. It's like the French say it. In fact, me not saying Robotnik, like you know how Sonic is named. Well, no, not how you pronounce Sonic's name in French. It's Sonic. Robotnik, Sonic. I don't know how they say Knuckles though. I know that Tails is Tails. With a L. Turn to page 6 and you'll see why Sonic hates the IRS. Okay, like page 6. It just says like le personnage. The Sonic book. The Sonic book, le guide. 4 Nuckles. Okay, bye Star Quartz. We're almost done actually. I have to bounce at like 8:30. Yeah, there's a lot of Amy. There's a lot of Amy in these things. I don't know, like, it's so weird that I didn't know of Amy until Sonic Adventure, like, because she was in so many things. Sonic, oui oui. It has a Sonic Bible in it and some tips and tricks. I think it will come again. At least Atari is not pronouncing Robotnik as the Brazilians do. Oh, Robotniki. Sonic in the Dark Dimension. No, not really. But I mean, this I think is going to be my initiation into obscure Sonic print media. But yeah, there you go. Sonic vient de la planète Mobius, dont la position galactique n'est pas encore connue des terriens. Il vivait là-bas en paix, entouré de ses amis, les animaux de la forêt. Jusqu'au jour où il va découvrir le laboratoire du docteur Quintobor. Jusque-là, il est un orphelin. Sonic avait été élevé par ses amis et donc ne connaissait pas le mal. Il y sera confronté lorsque Quintobor va devenir Robotnik et que Sonic doit le prendre en chasse. À partir de là, notre Sonic ne sera plus jamais le même. Il a perdu son innocence, prend un air ragueur, mais quoi qu'il arrive, reste toujours du bon côté de la force. The good side of the force. That's another thing. That's another thing that I wanted to talk about. It's another thing that I wanted to talk about that they mention, like, later on, like the blatant mention of other properties, like the good side of the force. Sonic is on the good side of the force. I could go for some French onion soup right now, amigo. Will you play the Master System version of Sonic 1 and 2 and the other? Maybe. I don't know. Like, I don't know if you can play from Master System in the same way that you can play from a Mega Drive. You know, like to stream it. Just like I don't know if you can play like from an Atari 2600 system. There's probably ways to do it, but it's probably very complicated. And it requires some implements that I don't currently have. I mean, if you can make it fit on a SCART input, I think that you can. That's something that I could think about. I mean, failing that, I do have Sonic Gems Collection and Sonic Mega Plus and Sonic Mega Collection Plus. And I do think that those are included there. Oh wait, no, it's the Game Gear ones. It's not the Master System ones. Dang it. Did they mistake Tails for Pikachu? I mean, hard to do since Pikachu only existed like from 1996 onward, and this was released in late 1994. There's a Master System converter for the Mega Drive. Oh, okay. Yeah. No, exactly. So yeah, this is very much based on the American continuity. Like they say, oh yeah, Sonic met Dr. Ovi Quintobor, and then Dr. Ovi Quintobor went evil, and then Sonic they made Sonic into like how can I put this? Like, oh, he was so innocent, and then he saw what happened to Dr. Ovi Quintobor, and then that's where he became, you know, like always kind of, you know, with that little angry face of his, you know. They pretty much made Sonic into Shadow before Shadow was even a thing. This is interesting. Oui, Senor Baguette and Gustave Eiffel. Aye. Don't play the Game Gear version. It's terrible. Too zoomed up. I've seen. Yeah, they're pretty old. Yeah, no, that's actually I might revisit this on a future stream because there's a lot of interesting stuff here. Okay, I'm just gonna read a little bit of Knuckles as well. Okay, the Knuckles filed. It's actually written in English. Ok. Faisant partie de la famille des échidnés, mammifères australiens proche du hérisson. Knuckles ressemble beaucoup à Sonic. He looks like Sonic a lot. Well, now that I'm enlightened, I know that that's not exactly true, but at a point, I called him Red Sonic. when I first got introduced to him, I called him Red Sonic. They made Sonic into Crash. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Except that I think that Cortex was always bad. Like, he didn't turn evil while he was experimenting on Sonic. He was already like, no. Cortex never experimented on Sonic. What am I talking about? Atari, it sounds like he's dubbing himself in French. Maybe I am. Maybe I am. C'est sa couleur et non est plus allongée, trahissant une parenté quelque peu différente. Knuckles vit sur Floating Island depuis sa plus tendre enfance. Il y est condamné à y vivre éternellement. Wow, okay, so basically they're saying that Knuckles is doomed, basically. He was doomed. He was doomed to live on the floating island eternally. That's the word that they used. Éternellement. No, Cortex was a clown. Literally. Like, was he from a circus? Thoughts on Sonic 3D Blast? Interesting idea. I love it. The controls are a little bit sluggish, though. I wish that the controls were a little bit more responsive. I would play it a lot more if that was the case. But I do like Sonic 3D Blast. I do like it. I do like it a lot. It's very nostalgic for me because for a while I thought that was basically Sonic 4. Like, I remember playing it at a friend's house. I just thought that, you know, at the time I didn't even know that Sonic was like a console thing. I thought, you know, Sonic games were, you know, just normal PC games. And I just thought, oh, this is the new Sonic game. Like, I had no idea about, like, consoles or anything like that. What's with Sonic's hair on the cover? Looks like he has one big spike and a bad barber. That was the style at the time. So his tribe isn't from the floating island. I mean, let me see. C'est là pour une raison simple. Il a pour mission de protéger au péril de sa vie les émeraudes, et plus particulièrement le Master Émeraude. Et comme dans Sonic 3, Robotnik avait réussi à faire croire à Knuckles que Sonic venait sur Floating Island pour voler les dites émeraudes. Okay, now that is wrong. It's saying that Knuckles was fooled by Eggman again into thinking that Sonic wants the emeralds. Now here's where you're wrong. You're treating Sonic and Knuckles as if it's own game, which, here's the thing, it's not. The story that you're describing is just the continuation of what happens in Sonic 3. So, yeah. Sonic got a mullet before it got popular, bruh. I mean, I think that by 1994, mullets were already on the way out. There's a director's cut of Sonic 3D Blast. Huh, interesting. Yeah, he was from a family of circus people, but he preferred science, so they branded an N for nerd on his head. Oh! Huh. That explains the hairstyle. was also very Looney Tunes of them, which makes sense, given Crash's origins. That's awesome. That's also on Sega for releasing them as 2 games. Yeah, and not giving everyone the memo. Yeah, it doesn't really say anything about Knuckles' people, so to speak. It doesn't say anything about his tribe or anything. At least not in this page. Oh, and then we go directly into Dr. Ivo Robotnik. Okay, Elmer. I want to see if I finish this up quick because I also have to go. Soon. Oh, yeah. Okay. So I'm just going to fast forward. I'm just going to fast forward a little bit. So an interesting thing about this. Oh, Tails and Amy are also mentioned here in the characters page. Tails is looking very Set AM-ish. Robotnik is looking very Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog-ish. And Amy is looking very Upturned Spikes-ish. Okay, bye, Lakeith. Again, I'm almost done. Here. Who's blue and pisses all over? I mean, I hope it's not Sonic. Fleetway Sonic is so rude because people thought he was because of the advertisement for the game. Yeah. Okay, so there's a bunch of things about the robots. About all the robots that you find in Sonic and Knuckles. Some illustrations. Similar to a Fleetway design. Exactly. Okay, Supersonic. Sautez en l'air, appuyez sur les boutons, et vous voilà défier. La puissance s'échappant en vague presque palpable de votre personne. Now what they say... Wait a second, what? Méritoire parce que cela ruine les plans de conquête des Robotnik et utile car ainsi vous avez la possibilité de vous transformer en supersonique. En effet, une fois toutes les émeraudes... Oh, okay. It says 50 rings. I thought it said 50 years. I hate that one Badnik who disguises himself as a Spike. Any backstory on that? Let me see. I don't know if he's here. Isn't that from Sonic 2? I think that's from Sonic 2. There's probably the most disturbing Sonic lore drop in the book. Thoughts on the Sonic OVA. I love it. I absolutely love it. And I still want to see if I can get like an actual VHS of it. Or the movie DVD. Fun fact, that was one of the first times that I was like actually scammed. Well, not scammed. Not scammed. Like, I don't know what happened to the package. Basically, I bought the Sonic the movie DVD. It was like 10 euros at the time. I never got it. That was a... Did they put Tails as a... No, they put Tails as a boy. I'm pretty sure they put Tails as a boy. Let me see. Les Compagnons. Yeah. Yeah, it's they didn't make Tails into a girl. Yeah, he's a boy here. Okay, so Mushroom Hill. Now where is it? Mushroom Hill, Flying Battery. Where is that? Sonic Speed Scan. Yeah, that was around like 2004, I believe. Back then, buying from the internet was a lot scarier than it is now. Like, you legit did not know if you were going to get what you paid for. Like, before 2000 and before 2005, 2006, buying stuff from the internet was scary. Yeah, no, the OVA is awesome. And I honestly love that it found some niche space as meme material. Because, come on, who doesn't know that you may know everything that I'm gonna do, but I know everything that you're gonna do? Strange, isn't it? What do you mean when I was a kid? Are you talking about the OVA? When I was a kid, I mean, when I learned about the OVA, I was no longer a kid. Yeah. I remember when I was a kid, I asked my mom, I want the Sonic movie for Christmas, fully convinced one didn't exist, and when Christmas Day's coming, I all wrapped it like, huh! Wow. That is awesome. That is awesome. Okay. Bonus stages. Also super lucky. Okay, where is it? Okay, so it's talking about Sonic in... no, Knuckles in Sonic 2. Okay, a bunch of other... talking about, like, other games that you can buy right now. Okay, I found it. That OVA has the most boring and peak moments of the Sonic franchise. It's definitely a mixed bag. But I still love it. I still absolutely love it. Okay. So, I'm going to read what it says here to you guys. Comme vous l'avez lu dans les pages précédentes, en ramassant toutes my French is so rusty. Toutes les émeraudes, Sonic et Knuckles peuvent se transformer en super guerriers, Super Saiyan. Did you catch that? Did you catch that? They said that Sonic and Knuckles can turn Super Saiyan. Or Super Warrior, as they were called in France and also in the Portuguese version of Dragon Ball Z. This is an official book calling Sonic Super Form, Sonic and Knuckles' Super Forms, Super Saiyan. Like, when I saw this, I was like, dude, I have to share this on stream. This is like... this is as blatant as it gets. No, thank you, Nilok! Welcome! Welcome to the membership! Welcome to Sojourner of Grandeur! You are now on the SG tier! Oh man. This thing is great. It has a lot less comic than I was hoping for. But just about the right amount that I was expecting. And I mean, just these little things, like this being so Sega of America based, and it being like, man, it's great. I'm so glad I have this in my hands. What about the ghosts? The ghosts from the desert level? Anything on that? I don't think it does. Let me see. Hey, the big boss. Yeah, we were blessed. Slide at Blockbuster. Is that a Sonic Yeah. Man, I would have felt the exact same way. But can he beat Goku? I don't know. I'm pretty sure the Death Battle already tried to... they already tried to talk about that. The French knew what they were doing, yeah. Okay, Act 2. It doesn't have like an illustration. It just says... No, it just says to like be careful with them and how you can deal with them. Which, by the way, that's also another thing that I found interesting in the Sonic 3 movie. You know, there's the whole thing of Knuckles being afraid of ghosts. On the other hand, he had no issues with Pachecamac's spirit. A little bit of inconsistent storytelling there. See, that's one of the problems. Like, okay, so you have a character who is, you know, in contact with his spiritual side, and you know, and talks about, you know, the spirits of the ancestors and all of that, and at the same time they're afraid of ghosts. You know what ghosts are, right? Unless it works different in wherever you're coming from, like if the cosmology is different. Okay. It's okay, Nilog. It's okay. it's okay. Welcome. A big boss, as in Big Boss the Legend, the one that stopped the Metal Gear, the one that defeated the traitor, the boss, the true patriot, the legend. It's a little bit early for that. Yeah, no, that you might have a point, Tharja. Yeah, with the past codename of Naked Snake. Okay, you know what I want to know. You know what I want to know? I want to know what madman is going around trying to fit snakes into clothes. You do know that they need their scales, right? They need their scales to feel their surroundings. Well, maybe not. But they need the scales for mobility. So like, what madman is going around dressing up snakes? Yeah, no, I know that ghosts exist in the Sonic universe. Yeah, I remember that short. I thought it was criminal that they didn't make more at the time. What about that stone boss at Act 1 in the desert level? Yeah, they also talked about him. Let me see. Okay, Sandopolis Act 1, Sandopolis Act 2. Peu dangereux, le demi-boss de Sandopolis est en revanche assez impressionnant. En fin d'acte 1, vous tombez sur les ruines d'une pyramide. Il faut se mettre totalement à droite pendant que la pyramide sort du sable. À sa base, une porte s'ouvre et quelle n'est pas votre surprise de voir apparaître un gigantesque robot de pierre. A giant stone robot! The clothing not to scale. That's why Knuckles is scared of ghosts. Yeah. That's... What madman is trying to liquefy snakes? Yes, exactly! Like, that's horrifying! That's horrifying if you're a snake! They did make a new one very recently. Oh, they did? I mean, I know the stop motion one they did for Christmas, which I absolutely love. I don't know how the hell any person would think, hey, let's wait until it sinks in the sand. If I was a kid in the 90s, I wouldn't have thought of that and got stuck on that boss. I mean, Sonic 3 and Knuckles is not exactly known for being straightforward. I mean, you also have the Barrel of Doom. I will never forget the Barrel of Doom. Me and my brother were actually stuck in it for like days, I think, until I think, I don't remember which one of us it was, but one of us was just fiddling around with the controls, and out of nowhere, we just did it. Metal Gear Ray wasn't announced by the army, but the legend Solid Snake took pictures of it inside of a Navy ship. I'll post a link in the Temple of Haya server videos and music channel. Okay. Okay. Actually, that is one thing. Okay, but that's gonna have to wait. That's gonna have to wait until I have like a couple of days, like back to back, where I don't have anything. I'm planning on starting to schedule my recordings for a different day of the week, so that I have more time to just do stuff during the rest of the week. Because the way that my week is now, it's kind of sectioned off. Like, you know, I have 2 days, then I have one, then I have another, and it's kind of confusing. So yeah, but I really do need to go back to the Discord server and do a little bit of cleanup, adjusting the rules so that they're in line with what I have here on YouTube. There's also like a situation or two that came to my mind that came to my attention that I need to take care of. So yeah, but that's still gonna have to wait a little bit. Yes, Discord maiden. I have a Discord, even though if I can be completely honest, I'm not sure if it was a good idea to open up a Discord so soon. Because I don't think that the people who made it for me had what I was planning to do with it in mind. So the way that the Discord is made is not exactly conducive to the kind of, I don't know, like I'm using it kind of like I've seen other VTuber centric Discords. But I don't know, it's weird. And then a soldier of the Lalilu Ocelot got possessed by Solid Snake's brother Liquid Snake and took control of the Metal Gear and wreaked havoc, destroying the shield and making Solid Snake presumed dead. You guys want to know something funny about me and Metal Gear Solid? I tried playing it several times. Wasn't able to get past the first screen. The first screen. Back in my day, we just had a single IRC channel. Yeah, I've never actually used IRC, but I knew people who were using it. But they were using it more like for discussing like bands and stuff. I'm pretty sure that the people who I was talking to were using it to discuss like Green Day and stuff like that. Metal Gear Liquid. Metal Gear Vapor. Metal Gear Condensation. Which bucks are better, the US or Japan's for Sonic 3? I don't remember them right now. Let me do a quick search, and then I'm probably gonna end stream. Okay, Sonic 3, the game. You gotta get ready for the games. Okay, North American, I see. Japanese, I see. And then you have Sonic 3 in Europe. Man, these are all very different from each other. Holy. Okay. They are very different. But it's interesting that you can see like what the franchise's priorities were in each region. That is very cool. Okay, let's put it like this. I like the illustrations in the Japanese one better. I like this style better for Sonic and Knuckles. However, in terms of what the cover looks like and conveys, I like the North American one better. The U one it's okay. It's okay, I guess. I'm just kind of surprised that that's what I'm gonna have to look for when I go hunting for Sonic 3, which I just haven't done yet because well, now I better wait for my copy of Sonic Adventure to arrive before I try to do anything. The boss wasn't a traitor, she was a true patriot. Yeah. I like that the Japanese Sonic covers have words of wisdom on it. Let me see. Sonic Team presents Mega Drive cartridge, the most famous hedgehog in the world. Sonic the Hedgehog 3, Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Oh wait, what does it say over here? Mega Drive. I'm gonna guess that that's the kanji with which you spell out cartridge in Japanese. But I don't know. How to read that kanji. So yeah. Where's the rat? Okay. The Sonic 2 cover. Oh, okay. I'll just check that. I'll just check that out a little bit. Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Japanese. What does it say? Don't just sit there and waste your precious time. When you want to do something, do it right away. Do it when you can. It's the only way to live a life without regrets. It doesn't matter now it happens. I'll never give up the fight. Place all your bets on the one you think is right. Yeah. Enjoy the movie. Yeah, I will. That's a very good movie. It's a very good movie. And yeah, the home venue. So yeah. I think we're gonna end for today. I think that was a nice comeback. Again, I'll try to schedule 2 streams for next week. I'm not sure if I'm going to like release an actual schedule because again, only 2 streams. But I will keep you posted. I will keep you posted mostly on YouTube community, but also Twitter and of course Discord. So yeah. There's also something else that I need to do. Before I go back to Sonic Frontiers, I need to restart Sonic Frontiers so I can get used to the controls again because it's been so long. Or maybe not. Maybe it'll be funnier if I just go back into it just completely blind. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, guys. Thank you so much for being here. Again, I'll keep you posted. I'm trying to come out of my break for realsies. So, here's hoping. Okay, I'm just gonna take this out of here because like the next time that I use this screen, if it's here, it's a little bit awkward. Well, I've had worse things. Okay, guys. Bye. Have a great rest of the weekend and a great week. And again, I'll keep you posted about my next move. They'll never see me coming. Like in Persona 5. Okay, whether you're watching this live or the VOD or are a member that just wasn't able to be here, know that your presence is always appreciated. And see you soon! Or as they say in Atlantis, EKB! Bye!